I look at my kids, I look at the same lens with our kids in Douglas County schools. And something has just resonated in my head, and this goes back to 2018 when we passed a bond and mill. And honestly, the excitement I've not felt for probably 20 years, because it was one of those things in this district, we just had not passed one for a number of years. And I thought about just something that kept resonating in my head, and it was thinking about what is the most precious resource we have in Douglas County? And it's our kids. They are our future. And so when you look at the language, and I think some of this stuff I can struggle with a little bit in this, we can look at numbers without faces. And to be quite honest with you, when I think about 64,000 kids, I don't think about the number. We each had an opportunity to be able to walk into schools today, yesterday as well. And I think something that I think about on a regular basis is not about the masses of kids, but when a kid wakes up, what's their individual story? As a former counselor for a number of years that is there, I've had an opportunity to sit down with countless students talking about their futures, talking about what they feel inadequate in, things they feel strength that they have in. And I've also sat in conversations with kids that say, you see this passion and energy that comes out of them. And they talk about what they want to do, what they want to become, things they're proud of themselves in. I'm not sure if you remember that conversation with your kiddos as well, but there's no greater feeling when a kid feels confident and they believe in themselves. I've also had a chance to sit seeing that same kid that is there that has talked about programming and things that can allow them to explore their passion. And I've had to be the bearer of news saying, hey, you know what? We can't offer that. This bond and mill is not just about a dollar amount. It's about the most precious resource we have in this district. And that's each and every kid in their story that comes through this. So my challenge to us as we look at this work can't just be about $255 on average in this community. It has to be about how we intentionally invest in each and every one of our students, their stories, their passions, so they have the opportunity to be something they've always dreamt to become. That's the commitment we think about. When we passed our bond in 2018, we were in a place as a district that we couldn't offer pathways and opportunities for kids. I remember those conversations as an advisor and assistant principal at Legend High School. And I gotta tell you, that was an awful feeling at times when we couldn't offer it that. But when I had a chance to sit down with our 9 high school principals and our alternative ed leaders when we passed that bond and we talked about possibility of what we could do for kids, between 2018 to current state, we saw the greatest growth in concurrent enrollment in CT ever in this district, ever, and save families an additional $2 million so they can have an opportunity for kids to explore their passion with intentionality. The decision of this work is not a random decision. It's about the kid who's standing right there in front of us to say, am I gonna invest in you or not? That requires us to invest in our teachers, our staff to do those things. I can tell you, in my current job that I sit right now, I've spoken to Bill Fordyce, Rich Cosgrove, Zach Nanestedt, all these other folks working behind the scenes to keep our schools open. They deserve to be invested into. And I think that's something that I would challenge us to think about. My list goes on. But the reality that's there, when I wake up and I go talk to my Charlie, who's 7 years old, and I want to provide him the world of opportunity that's there, he's in this district. That's what each of our kids are about. That is what we need to provide for them. So when I look at this work, absolutely, we have incredibly deserving departments that do this work, but to be quite honest with you, our most precious resource that we have in this county, not just this district, this county, are our students and our staff to do this work.